Be the change you wish to see in the world. Although this probably isn't an idiom, it's a great saying, and it's attributed to Mahatma Gandhi. In 1913, there was an article in the Journal for the Indian Opinion that said something to the effect of, we are but a mirror of the world, and so we need to reflect and be the example. To me, I summarize that, and I talk about this a lot, about being a good example, setting a good example for other people as we're building and growing and supersizing our businesses. And there's actually a story behind this and why this saying, although the exact phrasing of it, he never did say it, and it's dedicated to him because of his teachings and a lot of other things that he said, but it's often summarized as be the change you want to see in the world. Don't sit back and wait for other people to do things. Take the initiative and do it yourself. Nobody's going to build our businesses for us. We need to step up and step out of our comfort zone and do whatever it takes to build and grow and supersize our business. And that is hopefully a positive change in the world. If you're not making the world a better place, then you got to really question why you're in business. So there's a story behind this, and I thought the story was really interesting. A lot of people went to see Gandhi, right, and wanted to get his perspective or ask him for help or blessings or whatever. And a woman and her son waited in line for hours to see him. And when they got up and it was their turn to speak with Mahatma Gandhi, the mother, asked if he could talk to her son about sugar and not eating so many sweets. And he said, yes, I can do that, but I need you to come back in 2 weeks. And he didn't talk to him then. So 2 weeks went by and they came back and they waited in line for a couple more hours and finally were able to see him. And he talked to the young man about cutting back on sweets and not eating too many sweets, and etc. And she pulled him aside after he was done speaking to her son. And she said, well, why do we need to come back in 2 weeks? And he said, because when you asked me to talk to your son about that 2 weeks ago, I was eating too many sweets and too much sugar. And so I didn't feel comfortable advising someone to do something that I wasn't personally experienced in. And so he took 2 weeks. He gave up eating sweets and sugar, and he knew what it felt like and why it was better. And so he could speak from experience. And I think this is a great lesson for all of us. Instead of telling people what to do based on things you've heard from other people, only speak from your own personal experience. And if you don't have personal experience, be open to and just don't say anything. Sometimes it's okay if we just don't say anything. So I thought that was a great story behind his philosophy. And then they gave a bunch of other quotes about basically being a good example. Don't ask people to do things. And I talk about this a lot too. Don't expect people to do things that you're not willing to do yourself. Share expectations, but hold yourself accountable to the same high standards that you want to hold other people accountable to, right? Treat people the way you want to be treated. So I think this is probably not an idiom, but it's a great perspective, especially in alignment with our contribution focus for this year's challenge this month. So I'd love to know your experience with this. Do you think that you need to take initiative, step up, and be the change that you want to see in the world? Or do you expect other people to fix problems and fix things for you? Not going to happen. We're all responsible for our own lives, especially our own businesses. Share your thoughts about this particular phrase or saying, or it's not an idiom, in the comments below. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Have a great day.